All right, you guys. I wanted to give you a little heads up. We got a new member of the family. Um, I'll go around the corner. It's not going to be around the bush anymore. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Surprise! Yep, it's a 48 Ford that we got Monday. My wife and I go to estate sales, and the estate sales, you can get almost anything dirt cheap because they just want to get rid of it. The family doesn't want it anymore, and so they sell everything. Normally we buy clothing or furniture, refurbish it or clean it up, and then we'll sell it and make a little bit of change, right? So you may spend a little bit of money and you can make some money. You're not going to get, whatever. So bottom line is, we went to an estate sale, and the people said that they wanted to get rid of this car. It belonged to their dad, who passed away, and it's been sitting for 8 years. It's in pristine condition. It used to be a show car. Has a whole bunch of stuff that I guess the guy had done to, I guess he did it, took it car shows and stuff. Underneath the car, everything is immaculate. And it's hard to believe this car sat for 8 years, and this is exactly the way I brought it home. We haven't cleaned up the inside yet. I've cleaned up the outside because it was a little dirty. And I'm working on, it's kind of cool. It's got the, what do you call them, suicide doors? Yep. There you go. Let me hurry up and get this video, make sure it's shorter. It's a 48 Ford. I think they call it a Super Deluxe. There's the tag. The last time it was registered was 2015. So it ain't been on the road in 8 years. Trunk. I was very surprised when I looked under here. He has a radio right here and an amplifier back. I'll probably sell that radio. I don't really need all that. I like listening to the engine myself and drinking a nice cool glass of lemonade or something. Here's the kitchen though. Underneath here, because it sat for 8 years, it was covered with rat droppings. The rats had eaten up the wires. See that right there? That's what the rats did. And there's droppings and stuff on it. So this thing was caked over. You couldn't even see none of this stuff. It was all black. There's still droppings on it that I'm cleaning up. Yeah, like this side here isn't fully clean yet. You can see where it's brown. I'm not gonna do a close-up, you don't need that. But all this stuff, I just cleaned this yesterday and it came out beautiful. I cleaned up around here, but this whole engine, I'll send you a picture. This whole engine was covered with rat droppings and leaves and all other kinds of crap. But this is a Corvette motor, and as you can tell by the red bars and all that kind of stuff, all this stuff was custom made, but it sat for 8 years. And Sonia and I got a nice deal on it. So we got a new member of the family, 48 Ford. Just got this tire put on yesterday because it was a bad one. The Falcon is coming along good. I was going to put it in the shop this past Monday to get all the electrical wires done. Let me hurry up and do this because I'm running out of video's getting too long. 1 second. Okay. If you notice on the Falcon, these wires here, when I would try to connect them to something, they were so brittle for sitting for 12 years that they break. So I'm gonna have all the wiring redone. That's why the car is still sitting here. And so I was gonna put it in the shop Monday, but then we got that deal on that one that came through on Monday. So I spent the whole day just working all that stuff out and getting the car here, getting out of tow truck and all that kind of stuff. So it took me all day. I didn't get the car here till about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I think it was. And anyway, so this is our new family member. I could say it's clean as a whistle. Even though it sat for so many years, they took great care of it. Really, really great care of it. So I'm just gonna fix all the wires and all that kind of stuff. I can do most of that on my own, but once I, sorry about that. Once I get the wires and stuff done, it should run. So, and I've been told it's very, very loud, and it was a very, very fast car. So there'll be some video coming. Let me see if I can get a shot under here real quick. Yeah, see how everything's red and chrome and all that? So all that stuff is brand new. So like I say, this was a show car at some point. I got all the paperwork. The paperwork is about that thick from stuff that the guy did to the car with maintenance and ordering parts from across the country. So, but anyway, the Falcons, I'm going to fix the wires on that one first so that it's running so that I can move it around the driveway here. And then we're going to get the wiring done on the Falcon. I'm going to redo all these wires, all this stuff. It's going to redo everything from scratch, get brand new stuff and update it. That way I can use more custom instruments as well on the dashboard. And once I do that, then we'll get the suspension on this one because it rocks like you wouldn't believe. So it needs new suspension. I'll change out the brakes and the rims. Then we'll work on the interior and get this cleaned up. I'm just going to have them redo all this stuff. The seats are a little bit too soft. And also they lean back a little too much. I want to sit more straight upright. So we're going to fix all that, redo all the stuff on the inside. Then we'll paint it. We're going to paint it with a grayish color. And then I'll do the engine. And most likely, I'm going to put another Chevy motor in here and take this 6-cylinder out. That's just not my thing anyway. So anyway, that's what's happening. But I just want to introduce you guys to the new member of the family. I haven't given it a name yet, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can think of something to call it. But anyway, you guys take care. Have a blessed one, and I will catch you later. Have a good day.